Hi guys, good morning to everybody. Today is the 5th of June 2026. Crazy Global Market Talk with KEL. Crazy anytime, anywhere. All right guys, this morning, wow, we saw the Dow Jones rally 900 points because the funds rotated from the technology to the defensive and the banking sector. Now, this is something that I want to tell you that is part of the script. Whenever the market do that, it's because they're trying to cover the tracks of the other side. So imagine if yesterday the market just dump only the technology company and then don't buy into the so-called bank shares, then of course what will happen is that the market will panic and there may be heavier selling. So that's why yesterday when the market rally above OP for the Dow Jones, a friend of mine asking me this question, how you think about the market? I said just follow the OP rule, that's fine, because the boys may rotate fund. And truth be told, they really did. All right, so before we share today, disclaimer apply as usual, please do your risk management accordingly. So let me explain to you what did the boys do, yeah? Okay. So first of all, in the international news, Donald Trump says that he could meet Iran's supreme leader if he was to make a deal. Now, again, this type of open-handed thing is right. It's like telling the whole world that I'm doing something, but it depends on the other party. But if the other party had never even be bothered by this, so it become what the onus back to the other party's side. So now the thing is this: Trump, right, is trying to make himself look good, but we have seen so many articles about his problem. But again, put that aside, yeah. Now, the Dow Jones last night rallied 900 points. Okay, so because the investors rotated their funds from the tech names to the banks. So what we saw was the Nasdaq was down, while the Dow Jones was up. Main one that lead was United Health. I told you before, United Health is a very good counter. If there's going to be any form of major crash in the Dow Jones, United Health will be one of the counter that I want you to buy. Okay, this counter is run and held by loads of big boys. So for it to crash is almost impossible. Now, it did happen before last year, right? When the price came out due to some scandal in their so-called management. Then after that, I told you guys, you can have some money, just buy it and keep it. And truth be told, now it's at new high level. All right. And JP Morgan, Chase, Walmart all increased between 3 to 1%. Right. And even Eli Lilly and then this Costco are all up also. Why? Because all these are non-tech, all these are blue chip. So that's why when the blue chips are being bought up in such a fashion, obviously the Dow Jones is going to shoot up, right? So that's what is happening. But I can tell you that normally when this type of thing happens, it's just rotation for a short while, which means that after that, there will be a pullback. Okay? Now, the rotation sparked off to a Broadcom selling. All right, the chip maker is down by 12%. And we have the Vanchik Semiconductor ETF also down by 1%. ARMS holding 4%. Micro Technology down by 8%. I mean, obviously, this guy is being hit by the market. All right, so basically now the thing is this: the market still think that the AI is ongoing. This is just only a one-off, but I don't buy that. I think there's more to go. Why? Because now you can see Blackstone restrict flagship funds withdrawal as private assets fear re-emerge. So this is what actually is happening. It's just that people are getting their funds out from this BlackRock. So the market just purposely push it up and they say, hey, nothing to worry, all is good. But that is always the case as well. Okay. So this is not a good sign. So imagine people getting out and the big boys are getting out and the retail are going in. This is always a classical point that the market is going to sell down in the near term. Now, Bitcoin is weathering its ugliest week in months, as narrative fades and liquidity rotated. Right. Now, narrative means that whatever people will be buying Bitcoin for is no longer valid. And liquidity now obviously is rotating up from this. And then, of course, yesterday, you can see the Nasdaq is down, Bitcoin is down. So they rotated the funds to the Dow Jones, right? And then that was what happened to the Dow. But again, this is just only temporary. To me, it's more like a speculation, yeah? So be careful on this. And of course, oil price came off as Donald Trump reluctant to restart the Iran war. So what started off with a big bang, a lot of fire, and now Trump just mellowed out. Why? Because he's having a lot of issue back home. A lot of people want his explanation of spending so much money for the White House and also the East Wing. And now also talking about the expenditure on the war instead of taking care of the healthcare. And also, most importantly now, apparently he has been buying shares that basically get rewarded by the White House later in contractual form. All this is basically holding him back. So it makes sense for him to just retreat from here and just wait for a while. End of the day, this war doesn't belong to him unless a soldier gets hurt. Okay? Now, let's look at the Fed Fund Watch right now, and I can tell you what is ongoing. Remember, I do this periodically. We must take a look. Now, we are just a few days away from the next FOMC meeting. Tonight, we have the non-farm payroll. Now, I think on Wednesday, the ADP was actually better than expected. So the market is also buying and expecting that the non-farm payroll will be the same. Okay, so let's take a look at right now the current rate now. Oh gosh, you can see now it's 96.4%. Yeah, expecting a rate to stay. Current rate now is 3.5 to 3.75, and there's only a 3.6% expect a rate cut. Now the rate cut, I don't think will happen. I thought so. So no rate cut this coming 17 June. How about 29 July? 29 July, the market is still expecting to stay at status quo, although there's a 8.2% expect a rate hike instead. Interesting, right? And for 16th of September right now, if we move forward a tape, apparently, right, only 76% of the people expect the rate to be the same, but in fact, nearly 20% is more than 20% is expecting a rate hike. So the market is actually expecting a rate hike in September. So that's why I tell you, right, June and July, most probably there will be profit taking coming in. I'll be doing a MAO video. I mean, we've not done one video since 2 months ago. This time around, I'll do one over the weekend, and I want you to watch it because I'm going to pack it with loads and loads of charts. And I tell you that will be one of the best MAO videos. So watch out for this either Saturday or Sunday, okay? All right, so that is what we have right now for the market. And of course, if you go to my Twitter, which is X right now, you will see something very interesting that I just posted a few moments ago. All right. Now, I want you to take a look at this right now, everybody. Let me just open up. Okay, so you can see that this is the S&P 500 and the EMA 200. So what the author is trying to say is that it seems that there is an interesting relationship. When the market is way 20% away from the EMA, there will be a technical pullback. Okay, so now he's just drawing what he felt would happen. I mean, everybody can draw whatever, but I cannot deny this. There's something, so I also realize that whenever if the market is too far away from the EMA 200, there is a possibility that the market will come down. But I don't think that this, now he's putting 29% and he's putting the top to be at 7,900. I will rather think that we should be near the top somewhere already to come down to here. So my personal view is that I think it's going to come down soon. I don't think it needs I don't think it needs this to wait for that long. Yeah, I think we are around there. 7,600 was touched yesterday again, almost touched yesterday, and then it failed to stay. So I think that we are somewhere around here already. All right, guys. So this is my personal view. If you want to watch this video on your own accord, go to my Twitter. All right, my X, and then you can actually watch it on your own, yeah? Okay. All right. So, of course, the next thing is this. You can see MicroStrategy, MSTR, has the biggest loss in history, more than $10 billion of floating losses. Oh, my God. Now, because why? Because they've been buying a lot of Bitcoin over the time. 70,000 they buy, 75,000 they buy, 80,000 they buy. In fact, I'm not wrong, even 100,000 they also bought. So that's why the losses is really big. Oh my God, look at the amount. I mean, if this is profit, I think, oh, that'll be so nice. Okay, so this is Octavia. Octavia David Costa is someone that I know that is pretty good with commodity. And he also mentioned that we are near to the 200-day moving average. I think he may be using a different moving average, not too sure. But the point is this. He is also expecting a pullback and also a very important level. Now, last one for now is this. Now, the S&P 500 had 4 historical drawdowns since 1972. All right, we have the 1973 inflation down by 43%, 1987 due to the stock market crash, the liquidity crisis, year 2000 technology crisis, and of course, we have the CDO crisis back in 2008. Now, every one of them driven by one dominant risk, all right? What is that? So inflation, liquidity is been here, right? So one thing is that S&P 500, I mean, the Berkshire Hathaway, we are now trailing the S&P by quite a fair bit. Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Pepsi, and multi-year low. Oh my God. HECO, Union Pacific, MSCI are now lower. And of course, healthcare is also low. So last time we saw this was back in 1999 and so forth. You can read all this. And of course, you can see this is the chart that is being present to you, how deep the drawdown can be. And that's why I give the next drawdown in this 2007, at least 40 to 45%. Yeah. All right. So you can see this video. It's a very interesting video. This video basically tells you that Warren Buffett, every time when you go cash, what happened to the market aftermath. Okay. All right, guys. So that is what we have for the fundamental side. I'm going to bore you with all this thing. If you like, if you're interested, you can watch it on your own. Okay. So let's hope the technical is working today, because earlier when I do with tension, the thing was okay. All right. Let's see today. How is it? Yeah. Okay. I don't think my data could be updating at the moment, but I managed to go to the day chart first. So let's take a look on the day chart today. The OP for gold today is 4479. Now, one thing to note, we have a few things on top. We have P1, we have KCL. Now, these two are the biggest blockage resistant of the market. So this morning, when the market touches pivot and pull back, I know that there'll be some selling in the market. So truth be told, the market sold. And because we are now below the MA30 and MA200, that's another reason for selling. But most important is the KSI. The KSI is staying red. And guys, over here itself, I warned you before, though the market rebounded very ferociously from 4366 all the way back to 4575, almost $200, but yet the KSI was actually red. So I told you before, if the market do come down, there's a very high chance the market will fall back all the way here again. All right, 4366 is one of the level to watch out for. Where are we right now? 4461. So the question you ask, but then if the Iran war is not going to happen, then why would the gold go down? Truth be told, if the Iran war is not going to happen, gold will go up. And that's what happened to gold yesterday. That's what gold went up yesterday. But towards the end itself, the market kind of realized that gold is too expensive, and then they dump gold again. Why? You look at the K trend, you can see the K trend tell you very clearly it's a downtrend. There's no evidence that to tell you that the market is going to go up. So that's why the market most likely will be trading lower. Now, do note once again, my screen, I think, already hang at 347. Okay, it's moving, but the data, I'm not too sure it's updating or not. So just make sure you follow your own data on your hand, on your side now. Because whenever I do Zoom, I realize that my data just cannot make it. Okay, all right. So get clear, 4366 will be my personal target that I think this goal might be going in the near term. Okay. All right. So let's clear the screen. And hopefully I can switch around the screen. If cannot, then I'll go back to the CRAZII.com chart. Oh, can. Oh, that's good. Okay. Today, too bad. Okay. So what happened this morning? Everyone take a look. Yeah, this is going to be a very textbook thingy. This morning, when the gold opened at 4479, the market did go above pivot 1, but failed to stay above pivot 1. Now, I told you before, never fight the pivot. Our pivot 1, pivot 2 is the strongest resistance support of the entire CRAZII system. All right, no one can beat it. So that's why you notice that the line itself, the weightage is heavier and thicker. Okay, now what is this pink line over here? Now this is the KCL line at 4484, but it's not available on M5, right? So we are going to have version 10.6 coming out probably a week from now. In 10.6, this our small little thing will be added into the 5-minute chart. So that will give you a lot of what they call information for you prepared. Okay, so we are doing a lot of updating on the CRAZII site. So watch out for the update. Most likely it should be available before the 15th of June. All right, now 15th of June, we do have a competition happening. All right, it's an Asia Cup challenge. All right, so I really hope that everybody try. I'm very, very certain that as long as you practice with CRAZII, you should be able to make money from that, yeah? Okay, so now after the first round, the gold came down fair. Then you will see that there is a blue diamond, right? Now, above blue diamond, can you buy? Yes, you can. But you know that this is not the best buy. Why? Number one, the market is below OP. Number two, The KSI is red. So it's not the best buy, if you ask me. Okay, let's say you bought it and then your stop loss is here. Now you notice this is your X value. And when the market hit the top already nearly 2X, you should consider take profit, especially you know that the market is blocked by the pivot 1. So you can see very clearly the market failed to stay above pivot 1 after touching it. And then almost immediately it turns to red color, right? Which is below OP to sell. Now I want you to take note of this, everybody. Remember the blue diamond is still there. When the market is above the blue diamond, the market is a buy. That one we understand. But if the market is below blue diamond, then how? Then it will be a sell. So you look carefully right now, if you put the blue diamond in and put the closing price here, you will notice a very clear point whereby the market breaks below the diamond line. And this is why the market sell down. Okay? Now, what is crazy is here, where the market recover a little bit, the KSI retain as red. So when the market has a blue diamond, place a line again, below the blue diamond, you sell. Now, a lot of people still do the same thing, is that they see the blue diamond, they buy, but they don't realize that it's below OP, just buy randomly or buy big size to pick the market. Now, that's very, very wrong. Okay, this coming Saturday or Sunday, when we do the training, I'll tell you how to actually make money using CRAZII, all the little tricks. Just watch out for that. Okay. All right, so the thing is this, with that, the market finally dropped to KTR -1. That's where I booked the first profit. And then after that, subsequently, it hit my second profit level, it's MLP. Now, the question is this, why don't I sell below MLP? Well, why do I take profit? Because I know that MLP is going to be a strong gathering point and very rare. I see slicing through MLP. Usually, it comes to MLP, it ding dong, before deciding up or deciding down. So once I see decide to go down, then we can sell again towards the KTR -2. Okay, understand? All right, if all understand the sell, right, please press number 1 right now in the comment box. All right, press number 1 in the comment box. Press someone comment, press comment box here. Okay. Okay, all right, so 4443 will be the target that I think that gold might be going in the near term. Okay. Now, all right, so let me see whether I can do that. Yeah. Okay, so now how am I going to be justifying this? Very simple. Look at the yellow candle. This yellow candle closing is here, right? So that means this closing is this closing now will be a very important level to watch. So as long as the yellow candle do not surpass this point here, that means the K trend is still available. But remember, to have the finished product, you must have yellow turn to red. Then that is another cluster of yellow to compare. Yeah? Do not just randomly now just do a sell here. This is very, very dangerous. Okay, very dangerous. All right, so guys, got it. And you can see the price is going up, but the KSI, oh my God, the selling pressure is really there. Yeah, very incredible. Okay, so that is the gold market. All right, most likely you may see that. Now, I'm very bearish on NASDAQ, and I've been selling NASDAQ the last few days. I want you to look at NASDAQ today. Now, NASDAQ today is a DJDD. So below OP is a sell. And the thing is this, it's just broken below the pivot 1 at 30214. So I believe the NASDAQ is going to come down. And you can notice there's a KCB here nearby. And if the market break KCB, the next KCB is quite strong. It can be as low as 29,614. All right. So guys, if the market break the KCB, most likely it's going to travel down to 29,614. And with the KSI rate now, I think it is very, very possible. All right. Today, DD means today it's going to be a doji directional day. As long as the market go directional, you should be knowing what to do. Yeah. So traders, watch out for this. I am very bearish on the technology side because I think it's really, really overbought and the valuation is not able to handle. And when you see so many big boys are getting out from it, it's very clear. All right. It's very, very clear. Yeah. The Spank even 7 didn't recover. Definitely got its reason. Okay. All right. Then one more bucket is Bitcoin. I told you guys, Bitcoin is going to come down to 61,000. Yesterday, Bitcoin really came down to 61,000. So that's a good news, right? But the bad news is this, there's nothing for you to buy yet. Unless you are bottom picking the cherry from the bottom, then of course 61,000 is fine. But if not, today don't do anything. Now there's a pivot one here as well at 61,756. If later Bitcoin do come down, touch the Bitcoin, after touch the pivot one, stop there and rebound, okay, you can try again. Now we are definitely near a pretty potential bottom, but I think there could be more to go. Because why? If you look carefully, we bring back the chart to a few months ago, all right, you will see that Bitcoin actually slammed down from the high of 98,000 all the way down to below 60,000, right? Then you can see a rebound. So is it possible that this will happen again? I think it's very, very possible for this to happen again. All right, so if the price do come down to 60,000, and if you do hear people telling you that it's time to sell or want to sell to him, or the telltale sign, just take note, yeah? The boys are definitely watching it very closely. This is their price element. You cannot lose it. So guys, be careful. 61,000, we can come back again. Okay, that will be all for today's sharing. All right, I don't think I have any more to share. Oh, someone asked me to do the Dow Jones. Okay, fine, I do a Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones yesterday, you can see very, very clear. The day before, the KSI, the candle is a big black red candle down, right? Same thing over here. Same thing over here. Can you see that? On 3 occasions, the candlestick are red in candle, and the downside is more than 500 points. But you look carefully at the KSI retain green. So we have A, we have B, and you have C, and if you follow that, the next day above OP you buy, I can tell you, you will bring back. And most important, you will take away the KCB. And you can see the market really, really took the KCB away. So 3 times when the market have a red candle, but the KSI is green, this is a very clear potential K trend. And of course, if the rate is staggering upwards, that's confirmed a K trend. And then the next day is pretty simple. Above OP, yellow candle buy, aim at the KCB, you can make many rounds of money. So that is why I always like to see red candle in a uptrend. When the market is going upwards itself, right, always focus the red candle. As long as the red candle cluster, the cluster A and versus cluster B, A is the latest. If A cluster, red cluster closing price is higher than B red candle closing price, fine. That means the market is still going to go up. All right, so today, will the market pull back down? Well, I think it's a bit difficult because if you look into history, you always notice that if there's a big candle like this, or what happened on last Friday, yesterday, so usually the market will have a little bit more upside first, okay? Do your homework on this. I'm pretty sure you will know my point, right? A big candle like this will happen, right? So I think most likely this would happen when you turn red color the next day, which is Monday. So if let's say there's going to be no big movement today, then maybe Monday you'll see the bigger movement. All right. So guys, that will be all for today's Zoom sharing session. I hope you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed the session. End of the day, I just want you all to succeed in your trading. Your success is my best success. And most important, we're going to have a class in Singapore very soon. It has been a while. I did a class. I will do a class this coming end of the month. Okay, for Singapore side. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Take care, and I wish you all the best. Remember to make money from the Nasdaq market today. Bye-bye.